A few more days passed after that. We steadily increased the amount of blood she took. I felt like my body was having some trouble making enough, but I can't complain. Everything was going smoothly. I'm waiting for the butt. Lucy never showed any signs of illness after sucking my blood or touching me. The first stage of our trial had flourished, and at this point we could see that her body was changing, adapting, but it was too soon to draw a conclusion just from the amount of blood she sucked.
もちろん決まりがあるわけではないのだけど、吸血の量はもっと多いの。
Okay, I was waiting for a but. The plan backfired, but no, the but was that it's too soon to confirm that the trial works, that the plan works.
これまでの量では私も満足できないし、あなたもね。
When she did it before, I climaxed easily, without any physical contact. But that never happened during these sucking trials.
だから2人が満足するまで続けて、それでも何の異常もなければ、その時こそ私たちは晴れてまた結ばれるようになると思う。
Yeah, okay. I offered my neck to her, but Lucy shook her head.
今夜はやめておきましょう。連日に及んであなたもさすがに辛そうだし。
Lucy touched my cheek with her hand.
顔が青ざめてるもの。立場が逆転してしまったわよ。
He's got anemia, what do you expect? I touched Lucy's cheek as well. And now your face is sparkling and beautiful.
でも、だったらちょっと前まではひどい顔をしていたということ？
Well, I can't say it looked good.
やだわ。
But you look beautiful now.
まあ、式に間に合っただけでもよかったとしておきましょう。
Okay, something's gonna go wrong on the day of the wedding.
結婚式は26日。
Lucy counted on her fingers, like she was tallying the days. We had finished sending the invitations a while ago, and most had already replied. Now all we had to do was wait.
最後の試みはその前日の25日にしましょう、ゆうた。次が最後になると思うから。
That means that they're gonna fuck on the 25th, and then everything's gonna go wrong on the 26th. Okay. I nodded and hopped off the bed. We said our goodbyes for the night. $8:25. The penultimate day. My father-in-law came the day before the ceremony.
何しに来たの？
なんかその言い方、用がなかったら来るなみたいに聞こえるんだけど、パパの気のせいかな。
いいえ、気のせいではないわよ。
ひどい。
それで何をしに来たのよ。まさか日取りを勘違いしたの？
いやいや、それはない。
そうね。お母様の姿も見えないことだし。
Well, I wouldn't have gotten to see her either because she wouldn't have a sprite. It then occurred to me I hadn't actually met her mother. Normally, I would have gone to introduce myself, but I wouldn't have remembered it anyway.
じゃあ和菓子？でもここに買い置きはないわよ。
Gasparo sternly shook his head.
守備を確かめに来たのだ。式は明日でもう時間もない。結局、ユータの言っていた試みはうまくいったのか？
ええ、万事うまくいったわよ。
We still had our last test remaining, but Lucy proclaimed it with confidence.
そうか。
It was a nice surprise to see my father-in-law smile at least at that.
いや、実際気がかりではあったのだ。何しろ2000年の時を経てなお現代の人間に権限する。であれば人間にとって吸血鬼はよほど恐怖の対象であり、またユータのごときものは
Yuta's kind was too freaky for normal humans.
必要な存在でもあったのだろう。
Oh, wait. I misinterpreted the way he phrased it.
二人の試みはいわば脈々と受け継がれてきた遺伝子に対する反逆であった。
He's still too freaky for a regular human.
なればその大それた試みに手痛い反撃が加えられるやもしれぬと心配していたのだが、何事もなかったのであればよかった。
もう怖いこと言わないで。
Yeah, don't jinx it. Even though
今さら不安に思うこともないだろう。
even though they've been jinxing it the whole time.
そうだけど。
さて、では世は甘露亭で茶をたしなむとするか。どうら行くぞ。
どうなのかしらね。父の言っていたことは、生物の究極の目的は自分の遺伝子を残すことなのかしら。
I wonder. You hear some variation of that pretty often.
多分だけど、ユータは最後の一人なんじゃないかしら。最後の遺伝子よ。だから。
I don't know. The world is big, and vampires haven't interacted with humans in so long. So I didn't think we could say for sure. I tried to say as much, but Lucy just shook her head. I mean, she kind of has a point. I wouldn't expect the vampire-hating gene to be so dominant that it would still be in the gene pool after 2,000 years of being completely useless, right? It's not like what people say about the appendix, right? People say the appendix is useless, even though there are still benefits to it. The vampire-hating gene is actually useless because people haven't lived with vampires for 2,000 years, right? And the vampires now don't even kill humans. They don't even feed on humans. They've evolved faster than the humans have in terms of their diet, right? So I didn't think we could say for sure. I tried to say as much, but Lucy just shook her head.
きっとそんな気がするわ。だってユータは特別だもの。
I mean, I am still curious as to why he can, you know, why he's been able to, I guess you could say, spirit himself away so much. I am.
ええ。なぜなら吸血鬼の王女に愛されたきっと初めての人間だから。
Hearing her proclaim it like it was history made me smile broadly, but her expression almost actually darkened.
最後の遺伝子を絶やさないよう、ユータの内側で何かが起こるような、そんな気が私もしてきたけど。
Either way, I clasped onto her hand. We've come this far. We can't retreat. There's only one more step. There's only one more step to the finish line. Our wedding is tomorrow as well. Lucy, as we planned, let's do it tonight. Yeah, let's hope it goes well. Cough, cough. It was night time. With the wedding only a dozen or more hours off. We lay together on the bed, holding one another as we had been recently.
じゃあ、行くわね。
And she still has her clothes on. Yeah.
今夜こそたっぷりと、あなたが果てるまで血液をいただくから。
I nodded. Her warm lips found their place on my neck, and I felt the familiar piercing sensation. How many times had I felt this way over the past few weeks? At this point, it was as essential as kissing in Lucy. Kissy. It was as essential as kissing in Lucy expressing her love to me. Yeah, okay. People who didn't know this feeling were missing out on half of their relationships. I honestly thought so. What, having your neck bit? She sucked harder, and I felt my hot blood flow from my neck. If it had been dripping out of me onto the floor, I surely would have felt terror at the wound. But not now. My blood was flowing into my lover's body. And she slept and moaned in ecstasy, devoting herself to her ultimate joy with her lover. And that reality elevated me to a new level of elation and satisfaction. And coupled with the physical pleasure flowing through my body, I knew I would never tire from this. I knew I would never tire of this situation. Sound effect. More. My manhood was stiffening in anticipation. Until tonight, I had been brought to the edge of climax repeatedly. No matter how heated things got, we always stopped prematurely. But tonight, we're finishing. In teeming anticipation, I pulled my lover in closer to me. Shut up. It's too much sucking sound. Lucy was mesmerized like never before as she lost herself in sucking my blood. A drug-like pleasure raged through my body. Not a trace of fear resided inside me. I simply couldn't believe that this amazing bond forged by pleasure could exist in this world. I never wanted to be away from it again. I didn't want to lose Lucy like I always did. This girl is mine. I squeezed her even harder. And then he fucking... He's nutting all over her. A short moment after I came, Lucy lifted her head up. Damn, why couldn't all Hage scenes be as short as that? She seemed seemingly in pain. Her body flopped onto mine, and I panicked for a second. But she was only overwhelmed by pleasure. Our breathing was mutually heavy. We lay together, trying to steady our breathing from the intense moment, and she finally pulled herself up.
よかったわ。とても。
Yeah, it was. I brushed Lucy's moist forehead with my hand. Her cheeks were flushed a healthy pink, and her eyes were loving and bright. Nothing in her face indicated any pain or suffering.
やっぱりあなたは私の運命の人だわ。
She mumbled and ran her tongue around her bloodstained lips.
こんなに美味しくて。それに。
She slowly reached down to my softening censored.
私にこんなに感じてくれる。もう信じられないほど。嬉しい。
You feel okay, right? I had to ask to be sure, but Lucy nodded enthusiastically. Good. I suddenly felt light and flattened myself onto the bed. Yeah, you're gonna have to do the work. More work. Lucy massaged the lump remaining in my pants.
どうするの？これ。
What about it? That should be obvious. I sprang up from the bed and latched onto her lips, like I was going to devour her. I took her soft tongue into my mouth, and my censored was immediately fully erect. But let me shower first. It's a little sloppy down there.
私は気にしないけど。
Yeah. Besides, if you're gonna shower, you're probably gonna at least do it in the fucking bathtub in her room. But I mean, I want to do this after feeling all fresh and ready. It's been a while, so.
それもそうね。
With great difficulty, I pulled myself off the bed, away from her. You just wait there, okay? I'll only be a second.
ただ、私もちょっと汗をかいてしまっているけど。
I like it better like that.
もう、エッチ。
Alright, why do I feel like this is where it goes south? I'm back.
ゆうた。
Every time. Every time it seems fine, I dread the next scene. Let's just say that. I took her extended hand and put my knee up on the bed. And then it happened. Okay. I shook my head quickly and rubbed my eyes.
ゆうた？
What's wrong? Oh wait, no, that's her. I saw her lips move the word "what's wrong," but I didn't really hear it properly. This feels a bit different from the usual Spirited Away effect. This is more the bitrate killing effect. A strange sensation came over me in repeated waves, and for some reason I couldn't find my voice. Okay, no longer as bitrate killing, but if I had a nickel for every time a vision novel put up the full static screen, I'd have 2 nickels. Fucking, I cannot believe that happened right after I watched the scene in Angelic Chaos, where it was also just as staticky. Lucy might have been surprised. I say might, because I couldn't really make out her face or voice. I mean, it's still the sound of static, but there's no actual static. She was far away, but she was surprised to be right in front of me. My wife. She's supposed to be right in front of me. Why did I feel like she was so far away? Give me your hand. Give it to me. She, with this hand. Oh shit, the bitrate killer's back. Okay. See, this is what I mean by the climax. The before, it didn't really feel as climactic, but this time it does. I guess I'm glad that it's not Lucy suffering more. Alright? That's silver lining. Give me your hand. Give it to me. I feel her, but I couldn't. I knew I would only bring her harm by touching her, so I could not touch her.
私たちはあなた方から手を引くことにしました。私たちは遠い世界へと消えます。それによってもう二つの種族が交わることもなくなるでしょう。
Wait.
さようなら、私の愛しい人。あなたは吸血鬼が愛した初めての人間。
Take me.
本当は添い遂げたい。でもそうなれば私はきっとあなたを、あなたのことを、私はもう二度とあなたに会うことはありません。でも長い長い時を経れば、あるいは
I can see you again.
いいえ、私ではない吸血鬼、そしてあなたではない人間が結ばれることもあるかもしれない。
But we were. A tear streaked down my face. Tears fell from her eyes as well.
さようなら。
I couldn't touch her with this hand, but someday, perhaps. Ah.
ユータ、よかった、本当に。
Lucy. No, I was dreaming, I think.
夢？
It was like someone who looked like you, looked like you.
それは私なんじゃないの？
No, it was a dream from long ago.
遠い夢？
Two people, they left one another, but now we were. I won't ever let you go.
私だってあなたのこと。
Lucy wrapped her arms around my head. There was no more pain or fear. The power inside me showed me a memory before fading. It was surely the parting of the two races long ago.
いけない、ユータ、もう時間が過ぎてるわよ。
Late to what?
式のよ。
あ、電話なら入れておきました。
どうだって？
待っていてくださるとのことでした。
よかった。
Seeing a dream of an age-long past, then suddenly being whisked back to the present, it left me in a kind of stupor. Listen, yeah, it was so long ago that it was in black and white. That means it was a time it was a time before colored television.
せっかくの晴れの舞台だものね。普段着で挙式だなんて、さすがに避けたいところだったわ。
ギョイ、ルーチェお嬢様がウェディングドレスをお召しになったら、これはもう目の玉が潰れるような美しさでございましょうな。はっはっは。そしてお嬢様の晴れの姿をこの目にしたときは、このドーラ、きっとボーダの涙でございましょう。おおおお。
今泣いてどうするのよ。ちょっとどうしたのユータ、ぼーっとして。もしかしてまだ気分悪いの？
No, it's just,
なんていうか？
reality's overwhelming me.
ユータ様、式をもって二人は名実ともに夫婦となられます。あまりぼーっとされては困りますぞ。
I know.
さあ、行くわよユータ。
Yeah. We strode to the ceremony, and I relayed my vision to my dream to Lucy.
なるほどね。もしかしたらそれ本当にあったことなのかもしれないわね。いずれにしろ吸血鬼の食性が劇的に変化したことには何かしらのきっかけがあってしかるべきでしょうし。
Yeah, a lot more suddenly than the humans' genes changing so that they don't have the vampire heading gene again. The vampire heading gene in their pull reason.
種族として敵対していても個人が交わることならおそらく可能でしょう。だから
Yeah.
わからないけどね、今となっては。
I nodded. That was a beautiful thing, I thought. And do you take this woman to be your wedded wife? And do you take this woman to be your wedded wife? Through sickness and health, do you swear your love and loyalty to walk through life together until death do you part? Yes, I do. Amen. That's not how it goes. And do you take this man to be your wedded husband? Through sickness and health, do you swear your love to and loyalty to walk through life together until death do you part? Listen, I just think that the scene would be a lot better if you didn't focus on her tits. And also, if you gave the priest a voice actor. Look, even if you used the fucking janitor out in the fucking from a different studio, it would have been better than nothing.
はい、誓います。
Amen. Now, lift the railing, kiss to seal your vows. I lifted Lucy's veil and gave her a gentle kiss on the cheek. Ah, that's why they didn't have her face in the frame. It's because they were too lazy to make a CG with her face veiled. With a veil over her face. Now my head and legs felt wobbly. The feeling was indescribable. Here and now, I proclaim this marriage to be official. All in attendance, let us pray for the protection and guidance of the Lord over these two now joined in matrimony. A modest wedding ceremony was complete, and we, the newlyweds, were to make our exit. I gazed lovingly at Lucy, the woman who was now my wife, to share this moment with her to my memory forever. Now we could finally walk together for eternity. I felt tears welling up in my eyes at the moment, at the thought. I could see something sparkling in her eyes as well. Let's go. I gave her my arm.
はい。
Her humble and soft-spoken response seemed like a new side of her. This long life we would love together. I was sure there would be plenty of firsts for both of us. I just wished they would be full of joy and love. And I thought that with this woman, they absolutely would be. Finally. They finally have a marriage in magical marriage Lunatics. The only other the closest we got before this was Karen and Yuta having kids. So we didn't even get to see them fucking get married before they had 3 kids. They did a lot of fucking, but Can I say I'm conflicted about how they ended this? Because, okay, I get it now. The reason why Yuta was able to spirit away was because it was fated by his ancestor or whatever. And then that's also the same, it's also the reason why the first time he spirited away was because of Lucy. It's just that, you know, it kind of diminishes the reason why he did it in the first place, right? The reason why he thought about spiriting away in the first place was because of Yuna. So, like, you know, if it wasn't for Yuna's mum dying, then would he have ever spirited away in the first place? And then how would that work? Would it come down to the next in line in the family to spirit away to meet the next in line in the vampire family or whatever? I guess it's fucking so weird. But as a route, it was good. Very good. Is it better than Yuna's route? I can't say yes. It's fucking good. Better than Luna's route. But not better than Yuna's. Here's the feeling I got from both routes. The feeling I got from Yuna's route is that it just felt right. It felt like they were meant to be together, right? And then with any of the other girls, it didn't feel like that as much. And then with Lucy, it's weird. Other than how would I say this? 8:31. I think because of the flashback to 2,000 years ago, it kind of diminishes the feeling that Yuta and Lucy are meant to be together, right? The flashback makes it feel more forced, right? I mean, I get that we got an explanation, right? The explanation of why vampires suddenly stopped eating humans, and then like why Yuta can spirit it away, right? Can get spirited away, and the like. But you know, there wasn't really any build up to it. It wasn't really foreshadowed either. I mean, it's like I guess, but at the same time, I'm gonna have to. I'm very iffy on their decision at the end, but you know, I'll hold off on that. And when here's the thing, right? I don't really talk about my thoughts on my kind of retrospective of the endings of these games anywhere else other than during the games and also on stream, but you know, most people aren't watching the stream. Do I really make a commitment to saying my final thoughts at the end of 99 episode 3 about this game? I don't know. If I feel that it's necessary, I will. But at the moment, Lucy's route is second. Right? Regardless of the flashback, it is second only to Yuna's route. Yeah, we had finally gotten back to a routine, if you could call it that. It was just sleep, sex, repeat. Not much of a regular routine at all. Well, we had continued our forced abstinence for an unreasonable amount of time, so we felt it was permissible. But today was the final day of summer break. We knew we had to take advantage of this final day of summer break, so we decided to go to the beach. So hot. August was almost over, but the heat didn't show any sign of leaving. On the other hand, it was an ideal day for swimming, though. I shielded the bright sun from my eyes with my left hand, and saw an unusual flash before my eyes. The priest had told me that a wedding ring is a circle without end. It symbolizes eternal love. And the precious metal used in it symbolizes eternal value. But gold? At first I was so excited and giddy with the new prospect of being married, but now I felt used to it, like it was a part of me. I think not having it at this point would have felt weird. Although I've never been the type to use any accessories or jewelry. But this isn't just some accessory you buy at a shop.
お待たせ。どうしたの？何か面白いものでも浮かんでいた？
No, you know.
何よ。
She asked humorously. This right here.
指輪？
Yeah. I looked at it and was like, whoa.
変な人ね。でも気持ちはわかるわね。
Lucy stuck her left hand out and turned the back of her hand toward her face.
私も気がつくとぼーっと眺めてしまうもの。
Yeah, but like, aren't you gonna show us the ring on her finger? Yeah. We silently stood there for a bit, somewhat stupefied with our hands. It must have looked weird. Okay, let's go. Hang on. Oh, you motherfucker. That's the fucking one where they hide her whole hand is hidden behind the fucking skirt. Whereas the one before it was the base of her fingers was hidden behind the batwing. Her humble response at the end of the ceremony was a one-time thing. She was back to her usual swag. I think I preferred that version of her anyway. Lucy looked up into the sky as we walked.
今日日差しが強いのかしら。なんだかずいぶん眩しく感じるわ。
I was just thinking the same thing, although I doubt the sun itself has changed at all. I think it's because we've been inside so much lately, and that's why it just feels bright.
ああ、そういうこと。
Hey, you've been too busy fucking.
ずーっと家の中にいてしまったものね。
Yeah, so long. We giggled together. I felt giddy inside, knowing that a third party would virtually have no idea what we were talking about.
でもやっぱり少しは家の外に出た方がいいのでしょうね。
Lucy touched my cheek.
顔がちょっと青白くなってしまっているわ。
Yours too.
私は元からよ。
Yeah, I guess.
あと頬が少しこけてる。
They do. I hadn't noticed at all. Lucy, on the other hand, had rosy cheeks, and they were healthy and supple. We've eaten the same food, and been together the whole time. It's weird we look this different.
それはそうでしょう。だって
What, you're getting drained from both ends?
あなたの方がずーっと頑張ってくれたわけだし。
We chuckled together yet again. I'm so happy. I never got tired of that thought entering my head. You motherfucker. These fucking pieces of shit. Once again, they aren't showing the fucking hand. They're not showing the left ring finger. It was the last hurrah for the summer beachgoers, and we made it. We made the most of it. Most of it too. Toward the end of August, the sun started setting earlier again. We put our clothes right over our wet swimsuits and left the beach.
海水浴はとても楽しいけど帰りがちょっとね。
There it is. I fucking knew it. They were too lazy to put a fucking ring on her finger just for the epilogue of the game. Lucy kept anxiously looking down her shirt. Is it bothering you?
少し。
You can just take a shower. You can just take a shower there.
ただ海の家のシャワーってなんか苦手なのよね。狭苦しいし。
It never bothered me, but then I remembered her standards when it came to bathing. I didn't bother taking a shower either, so I was kind of slimy and salty too.
ねえ、ユータ。
Lucy snuggled up to me.
今日は一緒にお風呂に入りましょうか。
Oh, sounds good. We had been inseparable lately, but showers were mostly separate. If we wanted to have sex then too, we might never unglue ourselves from each other. Well, it's not too late to start now, I guess. To start. Just seeing her naked made my loins burn, and if I had already come then, it was actually kind of painful. Oh, now I'm imagining things. Can we do it in the bath?
やだ。
I mean, they have already done it once in the bath. They haven't done it in the shower. Right, that's the difference. We can't. We both blushed as we skipped into her house and pushing one another playfully.
ただいま。
Hi, home. Oh. We had been cohabitating since getting married, so I didn't bother hesitating when coming in anymore. Dora was likely out shopping, as the living room was empty. We hurried to the bathroom. We took a shower to clean up, and finally left the bathroom.
もう全身クタクタだわ。
Me too.
ほら、海で泳ぐだけでも結構疲れるでしょ。その後だから。
I nodded. I felt like I didn't have an iota of energy left. Lucy put both hands over her butt, her face red.
まだ熱い何かが入っているような感じがあるわ。
Yeah, and this time she might actually not be able to walk tomorrow.
あんまり癖になったら困るかもしれないわね。
That would also be pretty unhealthy, so probably a good thing to not do that. Oh, did it hurt?
そういうことではなくて、だってあちらでは子供はできないでしょ。
Also isn't healthy for the sphincter, but, you know. Oh, yeah, I guess not.
まあもう少し経ったら。
Yeah, she was right. Now that we were officially married, we would have to think about such things sooner or later. Surely they'll show them having kids, right? You don't want to be one-upped by Karen's route. That would be such a shame. It didn't really seem like didn't really seem real at the time, but after a few more years together, we've just been having sex for pure pleasure up until now, but, well, you've been making love. Sure, let's go with that.
Mm?
No, I mean, the original purpose of sex is, you know.
あら。
Well, let's just say humans discovered sex for pleasure fairly quickly. It didn't take long down the evolutionary chain for humans to start having sex with well, let's just say cavemen fucked animals. Because, you know, and now women, white women only. White women fucking dogs. Never mind. Lucy affectionately put her arms around my neck.
それとは関係なしに、私はただあなたに求めてほしいわよ。これからもずっと。
Oops.
ね。
Yeah.
そういう求め合う気持ちの延長に、二人の愛の結晶も生まれてくるんじゃないかしらね。きっと。
I nodded. I figured that was a good way to look at it. Thinking about it, we hadn't reached a goal or anything. Like how our ring symbolized our union, our love started with our marriage, and would continue for eternity. Also, I didn't check, but I don't think they had the rings on during the hate scene. Which is like, okay, I get that you didn't want to change the sprites for the epilogue of Lucy's route, but at least change it for the CGs that you're making specifically for the hate scene at the end of Lucy's route. Unless, you know, it wasn't communicated to the artists that, oh, they're married in this scene. Because, you know, why wouldn't you communicate that part?
ただいま戻りました。
Thank God. He takes ages to fucking finish shopping.
さ 私はもうお腹ペコペコだわ。ゆうたもでしょ？
I did it again. Yeah, my stomach's been growling for a while.
今日も腕によりをかけて作ってあげるからね。
We spent the day frolicking in fun, and then made wild, feverish love afterwards. See? They made love. They didn't fuck. They didn't have sex just for pleasure. They were making love. Except for the last hate scene. That was purely for pleasure. And now, she was going to make me dinner. The last day of break was the best I could have hoped for. Another first for me, looking back on it. Looking back on it? 9-2.
なによ、だらしない声出して。
だって長い夏休みもとうとう終わって今日からまた学校かと思うとさ。
なんでよ、学校楽しみじゃない。
Why would you think that that Karen would look forward to school? She literally ditched the first day.
おはようございます。
Especially since she had to take remedial classes for the first week of summer break.
おはようございます。おはようです。おはよ
They came one by one, and the first day of our next semester was underway.
かりんはちゃんと宿題はやったの？
う。終わんないよ。だってルーチが見せてくれないんだもん。
人のせいにしないでよね。
私の方である程度は見たのですが。
あんまり甘やかさない方がいいわよ。
まあそれで全部は終わらなかったわけです。
I was pretty rushed too. I managed to finish, but I bet there's a lot of mistakes. There's lots of mistakes.
私もだわ。みんなは大丈夫そう？
Yeah, I wonder why you two are rushed. It's not like you guys spent all of summer break figuring out how to fix the first of all, figuring out how to fix the fucking issue of, your blood not being compatible, I guess. And then finding out the solution and then spending the rest of summer break doing that. Ending summer break off with a marriage. Oh, well, spending the rest of it's a weird timeline. It's like the marriage was essentially a week before summer break ends, and then the rest of that week was spent fucking. They fucked every day. And that's why they couldn't get the homework done, because they were a bit busy with each other every day of the summer break. Anyway.
一応パパにも見てもらったから。
Okay, well, that's not fair.
こんな時父親が先生だとお得だわね。
マテリアルを探してネットを飛び回っていたですが、なんとか。
ルルーナも意外とバイタリティあるわね。
God damn it.
マテリアルを探してネットを飛び回っていたですが、なんとか終わらせたです。
I also was clicked away from it while she was still talking. The students were littered around the school gate. It had only been a month, but it felt like it had been ages. Really? What? It's been 2 months. What? Never mind. Probably because a lot had changed for me over the break. I had gained a beautiful wife in a short span of time. Official too, not like any other route where they were still technically not together. I mean, okay, for Julie, Luna, and Yuna. They never got officially married. For Yorihime and Lucy, they officially got married. Yorihime technically was more ceremonial because it was more her way of becoming human, which was more priority than them actually getting married. And then with Lucy was actually an actual marriage in the human world. And then for like Karen, they married off screen and then had 3 kids. I turned around as I thought of her and saw her standing in place. The others didn't seem to notice as they went through the gate. Something wrong?
また東雲学園に通えるんだなと思って。一時はどうなるかわからなかったわけじゃない？どうなるというか、つまり今みたいな気持ちでまたあなたと戻ってこられるかどうかわからなかった。だから嬉しくて。
Yeah. True. The road to us being happily together, it wasn't without its potholes. From today onwards, things were back to normal, but attaining that normalcy took huge effort on our part.
おはよ
She greeted one of our classmates that passed by. In the few moments that followed, we got a lot of greetings. She was officially popular, it seemed. Well, how many classmates did they invite to the wedding?
う。なんか懐かしいわね。
I was just thinking the same thing. It'd be funny if they invited the royal guards too. Lucy, let's go. Oh well, former royal guards, I guess. I put my hand out. Put my hand out. We didn't usually hold hands around school, but today was special. Lucy firmly grabbed my hand, just as we had taken our happiness. We would enjoy life together from here on out. I recalled similar words I said to myself on the wedding day. And hand in hand, we walked to our new beginning. Well, looks like Karen's route one-upped the 2 best routes. Oh well, 3 I guess, if you're counting the top 3. But yeah. Finn, I do not appreciate that they just cut off the music as soon as you press space. Or click, I guess. You could do both. But yeah. That is it for Magical Marriage Lunatics. Now, here's the thing. I had some thoughts that I was thinking, who would have guessed, relating to the end of Lucy's route and how it relates to Yuna's. And my conclusion came down to this. Whichever route the writers thought up first, which was probably Lucy's, diminishes the impact. Fuck off. Fuck off.
コンフィグ。
It diminishes the impact of the other route. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. Because I really liked Yuna's route. And I really don't like the fact that Lucy's route kind of changes the idea of what the of why Yuta would start spiriting away. Because here's the thing: if you never did if you never did Yuna's route, you would think he started spiriting away randomly, right? Just one day out of the blue, he started spiriting away to all of these other worlds for seemingly no reason, and then finding out at the end of Lucy's route that, oh, it's because Lucy and Yuta were meant to were fated to be together, regardless of the fact that he was spirited away to multiple worlds and made pacts with multiple girls. Regardless, just what am I saying? Just because Lucy's route, Lucy's world was the first one he spirited away to, doesn't change the fact that he kept getting spirited away to other worlds. Right? Unless I'm misinterpreting which world he spirited away to first. Right? But Yuna's route gave us a better explanation. Not to the how, but the why. And I like the why so much more than the how. I could live without knowing that the reason he could spirit away is because 2,000 years ago his ancestors couldn't fuck Lucy's ancestors from 2,000 years ago. Alright? I could live without that fact because I really love Yuna's route so much more. I do, okay? I didn't want Wolf to be correct, but I fucking do. I really like Yuna's route. And it isn't just because of the climax, although once Yuta started spiriting away and once he started doing it on purpose, boy, did it get really good. Fuck. God damn it. I really wanted to like Lucy's route. And I do like Lucy's route. I just don't like the fact that it is forcing this sort of relationship. I understand. Okay, Lucy's the biggest girl on the title screen. Lucy's the icon of the game. Lucy was the first girl who came to Yuta's world. But it's kind of the same thing, right? It's kind of the same thing as in every single romance or harem anime where the transfer student becomes the main love interest over the childhood friend. And I don't like that trope. I don't. Because I want the childhood friend to get with the main character more. There's more chemistry there. I don't want the new girl to sweep away the main character because the childhood friend didn't have the fucking cojones to ask out the main character, okay? You know. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, a subscribe would be appreciated. And if you want to support me even further, you could always go to my Patreon, go to my Twitch. I stream games over there. You'll see one of the games I streamed fairly soon. Because, well, the next game after Magical Marriage Lunatics is going to be Kakenuke. And well, it's
コンフィグ
it's been a while since I streamed Kakinuke. Right? I started streaming it last year. But you will also see what I couldn't stream last year and the start of this year, which were the romance routes. So, yeah. And for the Patreon, just like MML, just like 99, you will get them a day earlier. But with that being said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.